heading off to walk the tan with one of my friends. I thought I would bring you guys along for the day and do a little bit of everything. It's a nice chilled Sunday, so I have some furniture deliveries I got for a couple of updates inside of the house, but I also just want to get out and get my steps in. It is so cold and a little bit demotivating in terms of getting to the gym and doing a workout at the moment, so I thought having conversation with a friend, super easy way to do it, and I'm in a nice warm puffer jacket, so let's head out. I've just parked myself up in my little office because I need to take a couple of Zoom calls now. So I've done a quick outfit and hair change because I need to jump in here and get through a bunch of different meetings. I've got one really exciting one with a property developer and a couple of invoices to send to new clients as well, which is always really nice because I found that like May and June was incredibly quiet, and if you work for a small business or you have your own business, you would understand how you have to just learn to ride the waves. And I try to invest some of that downtime in a bit more social media kind of stuff and processes and just creating things, going out and meeting people, all of that sort of business development kind of stuff. I would love to have someone to do that one day, but at the moment I need to do a lot of those things myself. But I do have a really good update. My tooth has been bleached, and honestly, I think it's almost whiter than my other teeth now, probably. But anyway, my final third appointment is tomorrow, and that will be the end of the root canal saga. So if you saw me mention it in a previous vlog, I was in so much pain. I could barely eat or breathe because even like putting on makeup and pressing on my gum was just sending me through the roof. So if you've ever had a root canal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, I pray that you never do because it is so awful. But I went to this amazing guy. If you're in Melbourne and you ever need somebody, he was called Oliver Pope, Dr. Oliver Pope at Endodontist on Collins. And I am forever grateful for this man. He was so patient and kind and gentle and just a really great dentist, which I just love in those kind of areas because I feel like when you're at the dentist, unless it's for a clean, it's never a really good reason. So I always want to have someone who's really caring and takes the time to explain things to me because that's what can really stress me out the most, particularly being a front tooth, and it's had so much work on it over the years, like the root canal, the crown, like everything. So it was just really nice to get someone who didn't mind all my silly little questions and just really took their time. But anyway, I better go and jump into this Zoom meeting and I'll catch up with you guys later. Speaking of downtime, one of the proactive things I did was get some new business cards printed. But as you can see, I also updated my logo. So this top one is my original logo for the business, and that's what it's looked like for the duration of the business when I've had it, which is about 2.5 years. But now, and you can see the nice spot UV that I got on both cards as well. And now I've kind of done a little bit of a next gen in terms of the font, and I would love to know what you guys think because I actually really like my new font. I think it's a lot more modern looking, and I think it's just really, I don't know, it's quite beautiful. I think it actually speaks more to like a feminine designer kind of brand. Classic Vistaprint, I feel like they just upsell you anything and everything they possibly can, and I'm a sucker for those kind of things at the checkout. So I ended up just getting a couple of little ballpoint pens made up as well. But if I'm totally honest with you, these are terrible quality, so I definitely won't be handing them out to clients. They'll just be for me to use at home. I'm going to make myself a quick little afternoon matcha. I've been using this one from Happy Way, and I'll leave my discount code on screen if you want to try some of their products. I have also been absolutely loving the vegan vanilla protein from them. In fact, so much that I just bought a 2-kilo bag of it because I'm just absolutely obsessed with the taste, and it's making me get my protein in every day. But I'm going to use my cute little glass straw with the green flower, which is also from Happy Way, and I'll make myself my afternoon matcha, which has been a really good replacement for having another coffee. I've just popped on some comfortable clothes really quickly because I actually purchased a new coffee table for us, and that was just because I wasn't really loving the 2 round ones in our area. I think it looks a lot better having a rectangular one given that we have an L-shaped lounge. So that was just something that had been on my to-do list for a really long time, and I was struggling to make a decision about what I want because given that we are renting, when you're kind of matching furniture to a rental, you just don't really want to spend that much money. And I ended up finding this terrazzo look table from Temple & Webster. So I'm crossing fingers that it actually looks nice because it was on sale for end of financial year. So it was really affordable. And I've also got a little terrazzo side table that hasn't arrived yet. delivery number 2 just arrived. This is my terrazzo side table, so I'm going to unbox this and I can put that in place as well. This is the current situation in this corner. So this is an old travertine table I had literally just from Kmart, which is quite nice for Kmart standards because it is actually a real piece of travertine. But Jazz normally stacks his books here. We've got all of these remotes and things which can now go in the drawer of the new side table. This situation, I need to get a cable box. So if you've seen any good ones, let me know, because I've only seen them before at IKEA and I really just want to get a cable box so I can push all of that back into the corner over there. But this is where the new side table is going to go, and then I'll just pop this one on Marketplace. I'm going to make some dinner now. I actually went to the Prahran markets again yesterday, like my usual Saturday, and I got some mussels, which are so unbelievably cheap. It's about $10 for an entire kilo, and that's plenty for 2 people for dinner. So I thought I might cook that with you guys. I know there's probably a million and one different ways you could do this, but this is the recipe that I've kind of been perfecting. So I bought a kilo of mussels. I've got some cannellini beans, which I add in just to give a little bit more body to the sauce. I have some sourdough bread for dipping, a Sauv Blanc, so I'm going to put in a glass of white wine. It doesn't really matter which one. Have some parsley, some tomatoes, a brown onion, garlic, lemon, and I actually use chicken bone broth as a little bit of a base just to make it a little bit more protein rich and healthy in terms of nutrients as well.